What's up guys? So today we are talking about baritone guitars. Now, if you are unaware of what they are, essentially they're exactly the same as your electric guitar, but with a longer scale length, which allows you to tune to a lower pitch. So I'm tuned to B standard. You can tune to A standard, and essentially this has the same intervals as a normal electric guitar that's tuned to standard tuning of E. So this means that all of your licks still work. But they sound fatter, which is awesome. In front of me here, I have the ML3 BEA Chapman guitar. It's a signature guitar from the awesome Rabea Massad. Very affordable, got lock-in tuners, roasted maple neck, and I'll put the rest of the specs in the description. We've also got a push-pull thing here. I think that splits your neck pickup somehow, but I've not really experimented with that yet. But back to baritone guitars. This is the one I have, and personally I thought I would never need a baritone guitar or would enjoy playing one. How wrong was I? They are so much fun. So as I was saying earlier, it's tuned in the same way as your standard electric guitar. So you have B, then a fourth, we've got E, A, D, sound familiar, but then we've got F sharp and then B again. So it's just mirroring basically E standard but in B standard, which is really cool. So as I said earlier, you can play all your blues licks. You can play all your chords. Play your power chords. But they suddenly sound really heavy. Now for me, this has opened up a whole new world of creativity, because you're playing in different key. Usually you'd be playing in E, you can now play it in B, and it will sound heavier. So the licks that you play usually might even sound a lot better. Who knows, smoke on the water? Let's not do that. But basically, they sound good. Okay, so let's quickly talk about my setup today. So I've got my guitar, Baritone ML3 BEA, going into a tube screamer by Ibanez. Then that's going into the front of the Kraken by Victory Amps. Then from the speaker output, 8 ohms of the Victory Amps are going to Torpedo Captor X over here. And then from the XLR stereo outputs, so 2 cables, I'm then going into my interface, which my audio interface, which is a Focusrite Claret 8 Pre, and then I'm recording the sound that you're hearing into Logic Pro X. Now I'm also using the Torpedo remote, which looks like this, to load my cab sound, and I'm using a Pete Thorn PC M75 cab, which sounds pretty awesome, and I've got a dynamic microphone and a ribbon microphone going on. And I've also got the reverb in the 2 Notes cab software, and it sounds like this. Sounds pretty sick. I used the tube screamer to really push my amp. I literally bought that yesterday. You can check out my video from yesterday if you want, where I compare the Ibanez tube screamer to the Blues Driver. They both sound pretty awesome, so the Blues Driver's still here from yesterday. But yeah, back to the baritone guitars. I've only had this in my hands for about a month. I was originally borrowing it from the Chapman guitar guys. I know Dan, who used to work for Ernie Ball actually, and he now works for Chapman Guitars, and he said, "Do you want to borrow this?" And I was like, hell yeah, and I'm so glad I did, because it's freaking awesome, and I may be able to keep it as well. So it's very kind of the guys at Chapman Guitars. Thank you guys so much. So I don't know about you guys, but I find it to be a pain in the bottom to change my standard guitars to lower tunings. something always goes wrong, and I don't really want to set up any of my other guitars for particular tunings. I like having them in standard tuning or just down a semitone. So having a guitar in B standard is pretty awesome. You can get really dirty tones, and you don't necessarily have to be a metal player to enjoy a baritone guitar. I think that's a misconception. Hopefully I've proved that from the intro of this video, playing some kind of Satriani, Steve Vai kind of licks on there. It's pretty cool. I will be honest though, this guitar hasn't been holding its tuning when I am doing some lead stuff. I don't know whether it's because these strings are quite new or it's not really meant for lead, but it's mostly the G string, so it's almost like having a Gibson, but it does hold the tuning very well with rhythm stuff. I just wanted to put that out there for any of you guys. But as I said earlier, for £650, this is a beautifully made guitar and sounds absolutely awesome. I think it's got a roasted maple neck, which looks beautiful. Lock-in tuners, got the BEA Massard's signature there. It's Afro, very cool. And talking of strings, let me show you the strings that I recommend for baritone guitar. I am an Ernie Ball artist, but I do love these 13 to 72 strings, specifically made for baritone guitars. But of course, other companies make them, but I think years ago you'd have to buy lots of different packs to create the baritone gauges. But there we go. That is all you need to get yourself into the baritone world. You don't need to learn any different tunings. It's exactly the same as a standard guitar, apart from much lower. And as I said earlier, you could tune to A standard if you wanted. So you actually go a tone lower and it sounds even dirtier. Another really cool thing you can do with a baritone guitar, like with a standard guitar, you could do drop D on a standard, you can do drop A. So the D string on a baritone guitar is actually an A. You can tune down to that, as you would do with drop D. And do the same kind of riffage on that. But that's it for this video. It's just a quick one. I wanted to hopefully inspire you to try something new. I was never ever really interested in baritone guitars, and such a shame I didn't get into them earlier, because as I was saying, it gives you a lot more inspiration, especially if you're kind of stuck in a rut. But are baritone guitars worth it? I would definitely say a yes. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and leave me a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys for another video very soon. Take care, guys.
Oh, I feel it now. I can make you smile.